This is a cute ornament of Santa. We're going to paint this and then add some metallic to it so that it comes to life. We've got our little Santa here and we've got our colors to choose from. We're going to use more of this kind of cherry pink for Santa's hat. It's a little bit of a kind of a girly Santa here, but it's pretty fun. So this is an ornament from a cute store. I looked at the photos and thought they would be really cute to sketch up. And I'm going to, this is a little bit, I would wait for that to dry first before you do what I'm doing. But I'm adding a little bit of kind of shadow to his hat. Not too much. I believe this is a little bit of brown and black together. Just kind of dappling in some color here. I don't want to fill it all in, and it'll leave little marks if I just kind of dab at it like that. And that's good. I want little marks to have a texture to it. I'm going to do the same thing with his hat. Just dapple in. I can always come back in and add in more later. So the main thing we want to do is come up with a color for his face. See if a pink and brown. That's pretty good. Come around this side here. We're just making an impression and going around a few of these areas here. And that way, the things that are white will really stand out. I'm going to go right over his cheeks and I'll paint those in a minute. And then we come down across the bridge of his nose, around his mustache. I'm going to come along here and put some shadows kind of underneath each of these little shapes here. Now this is like the bottom of the ornament, so it's not part of his beard. And it's kind of the reverse here because we're painting outside of the lines on purpose instead of painting the lines to make them stand out as though they are white, since we don't have a white. If you're ever looking to paint with white with watercolor, a good cheat is just to use like gouache if you ever need to cover something up. And you can also use like a gel pen to add some detail or cover up a few mistakes. It'll probably show a little bit, but it's a lot of fun to actually just come in and make patterns with it after your watercolors are dry. And so we've got the basics of his beard happening there. And now we want to make his cheeks kind of rosy. Maybe not a solid pink, but more of a peachy color there. And let's think about his lips. They're pretty cherry actually in the ornament itself, so but looks a little retro here. His eyes go perfectly with the leaves on his hat. Up here, I didn't let that dry enough, so that pink got in there, which you may have noticed, and I didn't yet. So now I'm going to squeeze a little bit of water there and dab that back. And because they're similar colors, I don't have to worry too much, but I'll go and fix that in a minute. Okay, and then his nose has a little bit more accent. And we want to kind of give a shadow here. Standing out, and then also underneath now I'll fix my hat here. Just kind of barely touching along there a little bit. Now in this set you don't really have a black. I added that. It's impossible to make a black. So you can either buy an extra or do like I did. I got a tube from Michael's craft store or something, and you can just put a dollop in there and then you can use it at any time. This had like a silver little thing here, so we'll do silver. You can always do gold if you want. And now I'm just kind of dotting a few places here to make it look like it's shining light. And you can add any kind of shadows that you want. Gonna kind of get under his hat with a little bit of a shadow. Maybe I've got the guts to put his pink lips in there as well. So we can just add some metallic in a minute and he'll be finished. So we've got our Santa here. Let's just start with our silver and add that shimmer here. And our pearlescent we will add to all of these little areas that we painted around with that gray. We'll paint those in with this pearl. And that's where the ornament had its glitter. And I'm just going to put a little bit on his mustache and the eyebrows. I'm going to add a little pearl to the leaves and a little bit around the edge of his Santa's cap. And I'll put a little bit of this pink on his stocking cap. And just tiny bit on his mouth right there. Oh, don't forget the ball right here. And it's a ton of fun.